Good morning, everybody. This is Real Talk, and we have Alex and Aaron, of course, and then me, Malcolm, in the middle, ready to rock and roll. And today we are talking about this beautiful yet harsh, yet actually, I shouldn't say beautiful. We're going to be talking about the word nigga. Um,
Actually, you should say beautiful.
the
You should say beautiful because this is why we need to talk about this word because, in its origin, right? If the origin of the word is Latin for black, right?
oh, touche. Did not know that.
It's
Thank
yeah, its original meaning of the word is Latin for black. Niger is actually Niger, right? And the white racist slave masters turned into a dirty word, right?
right.
Because they were hateful and they were, dirty and used it more as an abusive word, right? To describe their slaves. And so,
That's fine.
in a sense, Black Americans are more so than blacks anywhere in the world, because this is not an issue or even a word really anywhere in the world that I hear about, because I've been blessed enough to travel all over the place. Black Americans, in a sense, are enslaving themselves to it still by being overly sensitive about it. But in a way, it's kind of genius too, because in a way, they position themselves in a way that they can say the word, but a white person can't. Where most white people are fearful of saying the word today, or even hearing the word. You know what I mean? Except for the ones that are truly hateful, or there's some that just don't care. But here's where, to me, the biggest issue is, if it's such an offensive word, and this, I mean, was just a big issue recently, where a guest model, I forget her name, was at a Cardi-B concert. I think her name was Zita Vass, Zita Vass, and I'm saying that because we should hashtag this thing. Um,
All
was at a Cardi-B concert, and Cardi-B is part Dominican and part Trinidadian, or with the roots being from Africa. And it's not just Cardi-B alone. There's a lot of artists and people in general, Black Americans, or even myself, that use that word, right? But
right.
here's where, to me, that word has evolved from just being that hateful word, right? And as it should, it's evolved to, my brother, my nigga, or hey Negro. It's almost like, hey, what's up, right?
All right.
Right, right. Or don't be such a nigga, such a dumbass, which again is negative, but it's evolved from that hateful word, meaning, that was intended for, right?
Right.
That the slave masters used to describe their slaves. But
Right.
originally it was meant black. And I don't care. I wear a lot of black. I think black is beautiful. And
There you
so,
go.
it really depends on, and again, on the context. And this is the thing that, to me, people lose sight of, is the context of the word, right? Of
Right.
any word for that matter, right? Like,
Right. Right.
anything could be used as
Con.
hate, anything could be used as, and here's where, I watch TMZ from time to time, and this is where I heard about this issue with this guest model, for example. And Charles, one of the hosts, was like, well, who sometimes has some, and I mean, they have brain, not Charles, is it Charles? Yeah, I think the black guy who's on there, I forget his name. I think it's
I
Charles.
think his name is Charles. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, made a comment that, well, you're a white person around in a concert around a whole bunch of people that don't know you and don't know whether you're saying to be hateful or who you are. Well, no, you fucking dumbass, Charles. No, this fucking chick is repeating what Cardi B's on stage saying. She's not
Yeah,
just coming
exactly.
out on her
She's
own
singing a
saying,
song.
she's singing a
Yeah.
fucking song. Yeah, she
Yeah.
can,
She's singing
you know what
along.
I mean? Yeah, she's singing along. It's not like she's just spitting the word for, you know what I mean?
For shits and
Well,
giggles.
there's a
Yeah,
difference.
Yeah.
There's definitely a
yeah,
difference.
yeah. So, and, and,
Oh,
and, and if it's so
absolutely.
wrong though, why is society okay with rappers using it? Why is society, like, no one should use it if it's such a dirty word? But I don't believe that's the case. Like, it's just like, get over it, people. Like, seriously, grow the fuck up.
No,
Well,
I
certainly not
remember.
Sticks and stones. Like, seriously, it's like, cut it out. What are we
yeah,
doing?
name calling.
This would be a
Certainly not.
reflection of
Some-
society, right?
yeah, I
What would
know
you
that.
say,
Well, no. Like, you're at a fun concert, or you're at a concert where, people are singing and dancing, and this artist happens to, this artist uses like vulgar word before you go into the concert. And most people
Of
that go to
course.
concerts want to sing along with that song, and it's a it's a vibe and festive thing, not a derogatory thing. And how Americans can turn this into a derogatory thing, I don't even fucking wrap my head around. Where's the other piece of shit like Trump running around? Oh yeah, come on in for president. Mr.
This is
Derogatory
true.
himself. Like,
But
what
I
the hell's
mean,
going on with the world? Seriously.
well, I don't even know if it's necessarily the world, because to touch on what you said, like you've
Well,
traveled
America,
all
whatever.
around,
Yeah.
it's a Canada America thing, because
No,
I
like,
remember.
and I'll say the world in the sense that, even to be honest with you, these are like world leaders should be saying, no, if this guy gets in, we don't want to do any business with America. Get the fuck out of here. He's like,
Well, you're talking Trump, yeah. Well,
yeah, for
that
example.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
and
get you.
and and same with the N-word. Like, society just needs to stand up in general and just say, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, seriously, what is wrong with you people? Like, we
Society.
almost need, yeah, we need like a wellness check, right? Like, it's kind of like, are you guys mentally okay? Like, seriously.
But there's a lot of change this society needs to do, though. Like, even accepting that word is one thing, but I mean, like, this is the most sensitive I have felt a generation feel like, because like when we were growing up, I mean, not that anybody really talked about the word all that much, but nobody was as sensitive until all of a sudden, I want to say maybe 2015, and then everybody became ultra sensitive. And then when COVID hit, we became even more sensitive. So like, to have this word just be a word now, almost like the word fuck. How many different meanings are there for the F word?
Very
It
true. Very true.
derogatory, happy, like, it could be a pleasure thing, it can be an upset thing, and we use it and society accepts it. But like, the word nigger,
But yeah,
I
but
mean,
Americans have been sensitive, or Black Americans, anyways, about this word for as long as I can remember. You know what I mean? But yet they perpetuate this thing, right?
this is true.
And in particular in the arts, right? I mean, you can hear Samuel Jackson almost every movie, nigga, nigga, my nigga, please, nigga this, nigga that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
I know,
Like,
especially in like, what was it, that Quentin Tarantino movie, any Quentin Tarantino movie,
yeah,
he's
right?
blasting that word,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of like, what are we doing?
Well, Quentin is definitely not afraid of using that word in
No,
his
no,
in
no.
his art or anything like
Yeah,
that, and
and
nobody
I don't
says
see him as a
anything
hateful
to
person. I don't see him as view him as,
him.
I love his movies, and I don't think by him allowing that word into his movies, makes him a hater or a racist or anything of that sort.
Anything, I would say he is considered like an honorary black man, because
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
has accepted Quentin Tarantino and it's the
yeah.
black family. Is like,
I
yes,
think I think I
you
think
are
our
welcome.
I think one of our white people on this podcast is so uncomfortable she left.
Oh, she's not gone. She's
Well,
is there.
it's definitely not a word or slang or reference that I am okay with in any way, shape, or form in my own home when I'm raising my family, etc. Now I have Slyden in our family, which he's from Africa. He's my son-in-law. And like, if I ever heard anyone trash talk this hardworking, amazing person, or then the list goes on, guys. Okay, so I'm listening.
I hear you. So, out of curiosity, Aaron, just because, obviously myself and Alex are both black guys, so it's gonna cut a little bit different. It's gonna feel a little bit different when somebody uses it. Why is it your
Sure.
feeling that you
Yeah, well, I
cannot
hear
use
I hear the joking around and what I call locker room talk or whatever, then that's fine, but as far as for me, I kind of think, like, if we don't want it to be used or said or disrespected, just stop paying it any attention. I never ever would ever want anyone to think that I think anything less of anybody other than their class. I mean, look at in history, look in the mirror, everyone. Like the class of our people. Like I went to Haiti, I went to Ghana, I've been all around. The class of the people are amazing. And we can all learn something from each other.
Yes, we can. And I
Yeah, for
and I'm
sure.
thinking
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
we gotta help folks like yourself feel more comfortable, not necessarily using the word, just hearing it. Like at the end of the day, how does a word lose its power?
yeah,
Maybe
well, I mean, if
by
I hear that on the radio, I turn it off. And it's not it doesn't interest me. Actually, even the
Doesn't matter whether the radio, TV, movies, like
but yeah, but I there's so many times I would never really.
it's
Yeah.
used everywhere, and by and large by Black people today, Black Americans. Like let's call it for what it is. Like
Yeah, so
um,
either, either we're cool with each other, what
and it
have you.
might be used, the odd time with people amongst, in friend groups or whatever it is, right? And yeah, it's still used as a form of hate. Um, just like the word F word, you're right. It could be used as a
Right.
word of hate, a word of love. It's kind of like,
Love is
and
better, guys.
so and so it's kind of like to
Hey,
me,
Alex.
do you enslave yourself because of some goofy word? Like seriously?
Hey, Alex. Alex, I think my phone might die, you guys, but I want to say one thing. Even somebody called me that when I came into a room, and I was like, what? And they said it's a respect thing. That happened to me. Can you believe that?
what was the situation? They just rolled up to you and just said, "Hey, my nigga," or what? What did they
Something
say to you?
something like that. Yeah, something like that. Like sister friend thing, but it was a guy that said it.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, I was like, okay,
Wow. Well, look at that. It seems like that brother gave you a black card, apparently.
whatever. Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
So
It's
he's
interesting.
yeah, so whatever that all looks like to each individual person, every time I've been blessed to break bread with anybody, I'm always more interested in the kind of flavor we have to the food and what we're all doing.
Hmm.
So I don't
Well,
know,
to be honest with you though, this
history
is
is
some of the
history,
ways,
man.
in my opinion, the word has evolved to, for example, like my nigger, that's like bro, that's like my brother. Okay. This nigger, that's like unbelievable. Like, really, this nigger? Right?
Mhm.
And then you just have the word nigga.
Like
It
almost
could
like
be
a
slander or
compliment.
addressing someone like Bob. Yo, nigga. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, hey you, right? It could be that way
Yeah.
too. Negro, which is basically to me the equivalent of redneck, right?
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
so
Fair
why
enough.
can you call a redneck a redneck? And it's not derogatory, it's just hey, Negro, hey Negro. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll refer
Hey,
to some of my
redneck.
colored friends. I'll refer to some people as hey Negro. Like, let's just say you. You know what I mean? It's just a word.
Yeah,
Um,
but like if we called each other by our first names or whatever, well,
and I mean,
whatever each person,
and
I have nicknames for different people. But it's not that. So yeah, it
no,
kind of
no,
makes me
it's
feel.
not saying you need, but whatever it is,
Yeah,
it's depends on who's using and how they're using it, right? And
yeah,
so,
and where you come from
um,
and know where you come from. Like that at the very beginning of this podcast, what you said, Alex, what the word means. And
Oh
whoever
yeah,
starts
yeah, yeah.
making slang and what have
yeah,
you to
yeah,
or Anishinaabe, Ojibwe name or whatever it's too bad,
yeah.
because should be really, really proud of
Well,
where we
no,
come from, how we got
because
here, where we were
yeah, because again, the
born.
derivative of the word is black, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
and black
that's
is
what I'm
truly
saying.
beautiful. How can it be a hateful word?
Yeah,
Like seriously, I don't get it. I don't
right.
get it.
It's
So
true.
yeah,
I get it.
so
I get somewhere along the way it became a slander, but to still give that slander power. No, that's you giving it power. Then you're putting fuel to the flame. Like you're making that thing mean more than what it is. And so to me, someone called me nigger. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm black. Isn't it beautiful? Look at me. Damn. Right?
well,
Right?
hey,
Right? You fucking nigger. Yeah, right. Yeah, I am a fucking
guys,
nigger.
if we didn't have men of color, most white guys don't dance. Okay, I'm just telling you the truth. Most white guys don't
No, that's
dance.
not true. That's not true.
Well,
Some black
I
people
don't
don't
know. I'm
dance
just
either.
telling you.
There's some black people that don't dance, other don't dance very well.
Okay,
So
well, I'm just saying that I'm always glad to be
Yeah, but
around good music, good fun,
for
good
most part, we all have
exchange.
rhythm. Okay,
You
come
know,
on now.
every place I've ever traveled, getting onto an island or going to Haiti or wherever in Canada,
Right.
everywhere.
see, that was
You
a
know,
racist term. That was a racist thing you just said against white people there.
why?
What's that?
Most white people can't dance. That's most
No,
people can't
I,
dance. Some
I,
can, some can't. You're
huh?
singling
I
at
was
white people.
no, I was saying that most of my guy white friends don't dance.
Oh,
Okay,
guy, white friends.
huh? No, it's
Wow.
true. It's true. If any of my friends are out there listening, I like to dance, so I always
Are
see
you
lots of
sure?
more
Are you
dancing.
sure? Are you sure it's your friends or your exes?
Huh?
Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh,
Oh no, I'm just trying to clarify.
Well, I don't know. I'm just like I'm always wanting to go dancing, you know? And so the times I get to go dancing is usually not when I'm around here where there's where my common friends are, you know?
I
So,
guess. I guess. Yeah, I feel it. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of how that word became demonized, we'll say, isn't it interesting? Like back in the day, they even anytime they didn't enjoy something or didn't like something, the people of that time would figure out a different way to use that word, for example, or object. For example, weed. American society was happy with hemp. Hemp did all sorts of different things. Like they could make textiles out of it. They
Mm-hmm.
could
Mm-hmm.
do
Mm-hmm.
Still
some
can.
people did smoke it. They
Mm-hmm.
made like
Still
all sorts of
can.
things. And
Still
then,
can.
they were actually even going to use it for fuel. And
Mm-hmm.
then some smart American politician said, we don't want this because we got to help our guys in oil and gas. We got to hook them up. So then what did they do? They changed it and they say this is a crazy gateway drug. And then they called it marijuana. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has like that Hispanic twang to it. And then people are like, oh, now hemp and marijuana, they're the same thing, but then they call it marijuana. All of a sudden, it becomes this badass
Dirty
thing,
word.
and then
Yeah.
nobody's using it. And they
Mm-hmm.
used to use hemp for sails, so they could sail
Mm-hmm.
across
Mm-hmm.
this ocean and
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of things. So this wonderful, wonderful product, all of a sudden, became demonized, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
used it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
Well, it
same
was still
things.
used. It was still used. Hemp has never gone away, but it's never had the shine that it should. It's never had the spotlight that it should. You
Well,
know what I mean?
cotton took over
Uh,
from it and everything like
yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. So
it's
that's what I mean.
definitely
Like,
different.
so it hasn't gone away, but and then I mean, I think, with the
Coming back.
legalization of marijuana, it's more come back, but
Of course.
it still hasn't to me reached its full potential in the marketplace
Mhm.
because of what you're saying.
Yeah. Well,
100%.
if you think about it, all these dispensaries, like all the companies that, started growing, like having farms and everything like that, growing hemp
Hmm.
or growing weed, they don't use any of that stuff to make any sort of textiles. And that's the thing that I don't get is that okay, fine, it was demonized. Now you can turn it into a dispensary. What are you doing with the rest of the leftover stuff? Are you just burning it? Why aren't we making textiles? I would have assumed that we would have started getting more and more of these companies popping up using the leftovers because that's something that I think Aaron can really attest to. Like the native population would have used every single piece of the stuff that they're growing instead of having loads and loads and loads of this stuff that they're probably burning or just throwing in the garbage and whatever.
Well,
I
it's
mean, damn,
it's kind of like
it's
the
just
same
dumb.
way. It's the same way that, CBD and that's been demonized for so many years, right? Despite the fact that it heals so many
Mm-hmm.
athletes and people in pain, right? Is because the synthetic drug powers that be, right? Made it so and made so, but it's basically dirty politics or dirty pull or dirty lobbying in my opinion, right? Is keep it suppressed so that our product stays on the shelves. Simple.
Mm-hmm. You'd think big pharma would have turned around and found a way to synthesize or you know Yeah,
No,
synthesized
well, yeah,
CBD
no,
because they
yeah,
did it
no.
with opioid.
Well, they did. Well, yeah, it took them a while though to get there, right? And so that's the thing is especially sometimes when you take a hard stance against something, to come back and say it makes your hip, oh yeah, okay, it's actually not that bad. No, and I think part of the problem is also controlling it, right? And so, whereas synthetic drugs, the average Joe is not a Walter White that can go put it together, right? And figure it
That
out.
is so
And
Yeah.
true.
so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, there
that's
is some
that's
people that
Breaking
are
Bad, by the way, and
naturally,
he was a chemist that, kind of put things together. Um,
but there is some very, very good people that
Is
can
that Aaron?
blend some really awesome batches together. And these are free trade products. And they're
Of course.
not on the shelves. They're, exclusively from, let's say, this site.
no, but I mean, let's be honest though, too. I think companies have a way of trying to dress up things so that, how
They
do
all
you
do.
put it? Like things that are more natural and more accessible and that everyone can grow the things like weed. And again, here's where up until they legalize it, where people don't have to go undercover for it, and they figured a way to tax it. Now weed's all okay, right?
Well,
And
they make money because tobacco's gone down, right?
In this country,
yeah,
anyways.
Consumption's up.
yeah,
Hmm.
Hmm.
right.
And
But
in most
again,
Still
parts of the
highly
US.
illegal. Still highly illegal in Indonesia.
and highly illegal in my country.
Really?
In country,
Yeah,
yeah, and I
highly
think Africa,
illegal,
yeah, highly,
highly
highly,
illegal.
highly
Yeah,
illegal
yeah,
to have
I'm
even just like a
shocked.
little tiny bit of
yeah,
marijuana with you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
highly
It's
illegal.
Really?
Yeah, like
And
love my country, but ashamed of it for that reason. It's highly illegal, and same with gay marriages. It's still a big ban, and it's still a big like here you have a lot of people. This is
I
another
didn't know.
topic altogether because
Hmm.
you have a lot of people that are highly religious and high faith in God, but God forbid homosexuality because there's still that
Really?
faith where yeah, man's made for woman, woman's made for man, not woman for woman or man for man.
Well, that's
also
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
India
and
also has pushed out so many of their people that
yeah,
are
yeah.
uh know about the farming of CBD, exactly what we're all talking about,
Well,
because it's highly
and
illegal there. So they've
and
had to
and
come over here to Canada and bring their skill set here.
and
So
to me
that's a really good
and,
thing for our country
and to me
over
the
there.
irony there is it's almost like not almost, it is a form of racism or form of prejudice against a certain segment because of sexuality.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of weird that way. Here Black Americans are worried about the N-word. Over there, if you're gay, you need to be worried or stay in the closet because you'll get beaten.
Right. Are
You know
any,
what I
do you
mean?
know if any of the adjacent countries to Ghana, are they also in the same, like, is it
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
more of
Nigeria,
a
for example.
continental thing?
Again, I can't speak for all of Africa because I haven't been to all of Africa,
Of
so
course.
I won't pretend to
Oh, that's
be,
fine.
but where I have been to, I know and I've talked to many people, um, and are debated with many people about it, and
Mm.
even though and I'm actually floored because these are people that are supposed to be highly, highly religious, right?
Right.
And to me, as far as I know about religion, it's supposed to be about love, accepting,
Healing, healing, healing,
Yeah.
well,
Healing. Yes, you're right.
healing,
uh, you
healing,
know,
Hmm.
and
loving,
Healing,
sharing
feeling,
is
faith.
caring,
it
sharing
just
is
kind of
caring.
floors me how these religious people still believe that homosexuality is kind of a choice.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the marijuana.
We were. We're kind of, it's a
We
real
went
talk
somewhere
Free,
else.
thing.
free,
Sorry, I
So
missed
free
that.
I
flowing,
mean,
free flowing
it's kind
now.
of like we're going to flow. Hear our flow.
We're
Well,
spitballing.
You're always part of that
no,
clique.
one thing that I do know is that any table that I go to and there's love around that table, there's a variety of different people at that table and why they all gather together. It's always a beautiful blessing, you know. It's always a beautiful blessing. So that's a that's a nice thing, you know. Lots of celebration today. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's a lucky day today.
That's
And plus
right.
it's
It
number
is St.
17, which is our
Patty's.
lucky number, which we always run on our lucky number 17 in our
I
household.
got my,
There you
I got
go.
my lucky green on.
Yeah.
There
Hey,
you
So,
go.
you know,
I did
uh,
not wear any green today. I was not thinking.
Yeah. So you know, there's if people are looking for change, it's either in the midst of change already. Things are going with the flow, you know. But yeah, so
it's weird.
so
Like,
a magical day today. Magical day today.
absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
My Muslim friends are fasting for Ramadan.
Well, in the meantime and in between time,
Ramadan.
we should leave it at that, and hopefully society gets around the use of the N-word and just becomes more of a just a word,
more welcomed. Yeah,
yeah.
just a word. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean that's really to me all it is. Don't get me wrong, you know, using the word wrong circumstances, I'll punch in the throat, but it's just otherwise it's just a word. It's, you know what I mean? Just don't think, yeah. Anyways, but that's just my thoughts on the thing is people as a society overall need to really kind of try to use some common sense when it comes to things like that. And yeah, it's just too stupid right now. Way too stupid for my liking.
Yeah, well, turn it all off. Okay, guys.
Well, it's about to get more stupid.
Well,
Just before you go,
it's
just because
you can't turn it all off because it's the world we live in. Well, you can't turn it off and live under a rock, but I prefer to live.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And the thing is, there's
keep
a
living.
kid
Keep
that's
living our
named.
best lives.
This is true.
Well,
Enjoy
live in
everywhere.
peace, right? We're gonna live in peace and
Peace is very, very important. Very, very important. Respect, peace, joy,
and
abundance.
it's hard to be at peace when there's noise all around you, right? So you got to kind of address that noise and try to turn it down.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. 100%.
Lock it out and turn it down. Wow. Look at
Right
that.
on,
That
man.
was the most efficient
Well, you can't. I don't know if block it
real
out is a
talk
word either,
episode.
Malcolm. I don't know if blocking it out is a thing. Sometimes you need to grab it by the horns and look in the eye and tell it to cut the fuck out. Okay. And
That
if
is
it
true.
don't, sometimes you got to poke in between the eyes. But yeah, or sometimes you got to block it out. But at the same time, some things just need to be addressed. And to me, this is one of those things that needed to be addressed because it is just stupid already.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too bad.
And you know what? It is. People are going to be desensitized soon, just because there is a kid that's coming through West Virginia College, and his last name is Knigga, Knigga, or I think he actually doesn't pronounce it quite that way, but I think there's going to be a lot of people talking. And I think because it's going to be in society, especially within college football, which is its own kind of beast, I think you're going to notice that people are going to start using it way more, and it's probably going to
But
get
again,
desensitized.
it's just a name, right? It's just
That's
a
what I'm saying.
name. And
Because
this
it's his
is a
name,
person's
I think
actual
that's
name. And again, if you look at
mm-hmm.
the derivative of it, it's black, right? And so
He white, but yes,
yeah, whatever.
it
Yeah,
is going to be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So it's even better, right? And so can't wait to see the announcers. Are they going to make a change
Oh,
his
I know.
name? Like, you know what I mean?
They might, because they might feel kind of weird about it, but I mean, it'll be interesting.
This almost makes me want to legally change my name to Nigger.
You'll make a lot of people discomfort or uncomfortable. Keep your name the way it is for right now, so then all the businesses that it'll be okay.
Sometimes
Don't
people
make
need to get
people
uncomfortable
uncomfortable.
though. Like seriously, like people need to like wake the hell up.
I understand. Yeah, they do. They do. Like I think our society is just way too sensitive. That's what's happening nowadays.
Spiritual battle
We'll
while
try
living in
to
the
bring it
human
back.
world.
Well, not just sensitive, but it's
There
like
you go.
common sense is out the fucking window.
Oh, amen to that.
You know what I
It is
mean? It's
ridiculous.
like there's zero common sense.
Well,
Zero.
there's none. None.
Well,
None to
peace be
talk
with
about at
everyone,
all.
near and far. Peace be with
No
everyone, near and
problem.
far. As we know that
Yeah.
the world is war torn right now.
Well, a big part of peace and a big part of war is when people fail to practice common sense.
Right. But there's three of us on
Right?
the line right now, and I know from my kitchen table to anybody else's, peace be with us. Abundance, joy, enjoying your time.
Well, there won't be peace if there's no common sense and there's no fairness at some guest model, for example, at a concert, singing along to a
Right.
Cardi-B nigger song.
But that's their like that's other people's common sense. Here on this Real Talk, the
No,
common sense is love
it's all part of the common
on a
sense because
Sunday.
that's what real talk's about, is common
Yeah.
sense, right?
I think Aaron was saying that exact same thing. Real talk is all about the common sense. I love it, guys. I love it. Wow. A St. Patty's Day nigga talk. I love it. I love it. Real talk is here for you. Everybody, please like, subscribe, and follow us. And yeah, show us what you love, what you hate, and then we'll talk about it as well. Thank you so much, guys, for joining yet again. Real talk. Guys, have any final words or anything? All
Nope.
right.
Pretty much.
Peace not
Bye-bye.
only in the Middle East, but peace in all the world.
Hey, that's a good one. That is a very,
Love
very
that.
good one. Amen to that. Amen to that. Violence is yes, that's so be happy.
I guess.
All right.
Cheers.
See you next Sunday.
Yeah. All right, I'll
Peace.
see you guys.
Bye bye.